A late night emotional win at Fairbury for Brian Shirley. Aaron Reutzel will be out for a while after that Eldora injury, and I've got some insight on who could fill in. We'll also talk weekend dirt racing results and a wild scene at Farmington Empire as two B-Mod drivers throw hands for $50. Let's go. It's Sunday, July 27th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Your Kubota machine can be transformed into a powerhouse of versatility with their full line of implements and attachments. You can customize your Kubota for any job, from digging to lifting, land clearing to landscaping, and a lot more. Whether you need a grapple, a bucket, or other implement, each is designed for seamless compatibility and peak performance. Enhance your productivity by pairing your Kubota with the perfect attachments. Contact your local dealer to discover what's available for your machine now. If you need to locate one of the more than 1,000 dealers nationwide, open up the My Kubota app or visit KubotaUSA.com. Well, depending on how you look at it, it was either a very late night on Saturday at Fairbury or a very early morning. After a lengthy rain delay, the Prairie Dirt Classic didn't go green until about 1:20 a.m. local time. You never would have known it watching the replay as the place was still packed. The track was definitely juiced up, especially early, but the Fairbury crew did a nice job to get it into raceable condition, and it didn't really take all that long to widen out. On a night like that, there are going to be issues for guys, and I think we had just 14 cars on track by the checkered flag. Some bowed out with technical issues, others just pulled in to save their equipment. Those that pulled in included guys like Ricky Thornton Jr. Gordy Gundaker shared to social media before the race that he'd be starting and parking because he didn't agree with the decision to run the race that late. He did correctly predict there'd be, quote, 10 to 15 cars on track at the end. His team, though, did eventually decide to race after the track prep came together, but they ended up breaking an engine. I understand the desire to save equipment and not spend money on fixing stuff at the end of a race like that, but there will also be opportunities to finish well, knowing others are going to fall out. Cody Overton went 29th to 8th, and Tim McCready went 21st to 5th. As a competitor, I personally have a hard time just laying down, but with these guys bowing out, it's certainly not my money that they are spending. The competitors weren't the only ones questioning the decision-making on Saturday. On race nights like this, there's always going to be plenty of criticisms from all sorts of people around these events, and some clearly feeling like things were too drawn out and that the program could have moved along faster once the rain cleared out. Getting done past 2:30 a.m. local time, nowhere near ideal, and you'd like to see every effort made to move things along as fast as possible, kind of once you get to that point. For those that stuck around, though, they were treated to a good race and a great finish. Brian Shirley just holding off Brandon Shepard at the line to score his first career win in the PDC. It was an all-Illinois podium with Shep and Dennis Erb Jr. rounding things out. Shirley with a big celebration. He was emotional afterwards. His wife is currently in the hospital dealing with some medical issues. Huge win, though, for Squirrel, and a very nice payday. $50,000 for the victory, plus an additional $33,500 for laps led. Things in the World of Outlaws Late Model Series points did tighten up just a little bit, with Nick Hoffman finishing 4th ahead of Bobby Pierce in 6th. Pierce ran towards the front for a lot of that race, but spun on a late restart, collected a bunch of contenders. There won't be much rest for the teams looking ahead as the Outlaw competitors head to Wilmot on Monday, and then it's right into the USA Nationals at Cedar Lake starting on Thursday. Other weekend late model winners included 3 different drivers with the Southern Nationals. I struggle to say that one every single time, the Southern Nationals. Zach Mitchell won Thursday at Sugar Creek. It was Sam Seawright Friday in North Georgia and Mike Benedum on Saturday at Tazewell. Jimmy Owens actually getting upside down early in that Tazewell show. Wild scene there. After races were dropped, Cade Loudy was crowned the 2025 Southern Nationals champion. He just squeaked it out ahead of Garrett Smith and Jimmy Owens, who tied for second, with Smith then getting the tiebreaker. Mark Whitener was a Southern Thunder winner at Penton Raceway, and Kyle Bronson bagged $10,000 at East Alabama. Sprint car weekend was heavily affected by weather that included the loss of both the World of Outlaws races at Williams Grove. They will try again today with a Sunday stop at Weedsport. And that really headlines the dirt racing action today, which also includes the IRA at Angel Park. There's weekly sprint cars at Huset's and more. Head over to DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight to see all of your streaming options. Indiana Sprint Week was another one affected by rain, with last night's show at Kokomo washed out. They will try again to run that one this coming Tuesday. Justin Grant took the invitational non-points win on Thursday at the dirt track at IMS, and Robert Ballou broke through on Friday at Lincoln Park. Baloo hadn't won a USAC race since Eldora way back in May of 2024. With just the 1 points race complete, Baloo is the way too early sprint week points leader headed to Lawrenceburg today. Cal Cummins will be looking for a bounce back. He's been on a little bit of a rough stretch here lately. He was kind of melting faces there early, 6 wins and 21 top 10s in 21 races. But that team has struggled here lately. 16th at Lincoln Park back in early July. They were 15th at Indy and 26th on Friday at Lincoln Park. Cummins involved in incidents in each of those past 2 races. Weekend open wheel winners included a Jacob Denny sweep of Extreme Outlaw Midget shows at Arrowhead and Tulsa. Jordan Goldsberry was an IRA winner at Mississippi Thunder. Jeremy Weaver won with Fast at Tri-City. Joby Miller was a Power Eye winner at Macon. Scotty Thiel won the IRA show last night at Beaver Dam. And Caleb Montgomery was a first-time NARC winner last night at Santa Maria. We spotlighted Montgomery earlier this season as he ran really well against High Limit early on with his kind of low-budget operation. He led every lap last night, topping Ryan Bernal and Landon Brooks. How about Sam Hafertepe right now with the ASCS? 5 straight wins, which ties the previous series win streak held by Gary Wright, and then Hafertepe also from 2017. The 15H currently well in control of the ASCS championship battle over Blake Hahn and Matt Covington. And as expected, a number of high-limit teams and other travelers showed up at Knoxville last night to take advantage of the final weekly show before the big racing starts. Rico Abreu taking the win over Brian Brown and Ryan Timms. Others in attendance last night included James McFadden, Spencer Baston, Justin Peck, Cy Lynch, Tanner Holmes, Tanner Thorson, PPM, and Chase Randall. A few other things for you today before we close out. First, Ridge & Sons Racing shared back on Friday that Aaron Reutzel underwent surgery on his foot to repair injuries he sustained in that crash at Eldora during the Kings Royal Jokers Jackpot Week. The team said, quote, "The procedure went as planned and his medical team is optimistic about a smooth and a full recovery." Reutzel, one of a trio of drivers who suffered injuries in action at Eldora. The others were obviously Brad Sweet and Tyler Courtney. Courtney is done for the year after having surgery as well, and Brad Sweet's timetable for a return to the seat is currently unknown. The RSR 87 and the KKR 49 taking advantage of series medical provisionals for last week's high-limit race at Lernerville. The 7BC had Cole Duncan in the seat, and Gio Scelzi will fill in for Sunshine for the remainder of 2025. As for the 87, nothing is public right now about their plans, but I've had multiple industry friends tell me in recent days that the plan is for Justin Sanders to likely get into the seat coming up. Sanders currently leads the NARC standings, driving the Mitri 2X out west. Going back to Las Vegas early in the season when Reutzel was injured by that dirt clod or rock that hit his face, Sanders did drive the 87 that night very briefly before they had some mechanical issues. I haven't heard what races Sanders might run in the 87, but I'd assume the Knoxville Nationals for sure. And then for the high limit schedule, Sanders would be the perfect super sub, as after the Nationals, high limit makes their way west for that fall West Coast swing starting August 15th at Tulare. That goes through the Skagit Nationals in late August. There is some thought that maybe Reutzel could return to the 87 by the Tuscarora 50 at Port Royal in early September. Sanders running that car out west would definitely keep RSR in the fight for that owner's championship with high limit. I'm sure we'll have an official announcement here in the coming days. Finally, we've seen multiple drivers face lengthy suspensions in recent weeks for retaliating on track with their race cars and doing dumb stuff like driving around backwards. If you're going to go at it, though, I'm not mad about what Farmington Empire did last night. Apparently, things reached a boiling point in BMOD action between local drivers Tyler Worley and Colin Palmer, and the two decided to throw hands on the racetrack. Word on social media is the track paid them $50 to fight it out in front of everyone, and they treated it like hockey, where the first guy to go down caused officials to step in and break it up. These screenshots come from a video that was shared to TikTok by another modified racer, Cody Bell. Thanks to him for letting me share these. Both drivers look like they got some good shots in that one, but Worley's body slam ended the dust-up. Worley later posted to social media, quote, "I apologize to all my sponsors and fans that see these actions, but I've been repeatedly raced with disrespect from the team since I've gotten into racing, and last night was absolutely the final straw," unquote. Obviously not condoning violence of any sort here, but at least if things are going to devolve to this point, resolve it on the racetrack in front of everyone. If you want to see the full video, find Cody Bell over on TikTok. We're going to shut it down right there for today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.